the mistake that we make is you think yours has to look like mine, like you have to look like me or I have to look like you. That is a mistake. He called you by name because he wanted you. Okay? He wanted you. He didn't want another copy of something else. He didn't want an echo from something else. He wants you. He wants you to be free to just be you. He calls you by name specifically. So when he does that, the thing about it is identity automatically starts to get built into us because it's Jesus' voice that's speaking that into us. It's him the shepherd who speaks that and calls me by my name. And I start to understand there is one who knows me. And I begin to understand who I am because of who he is. And now I begin to understand who he is and who he is in me and what he's created me to do. And he doesn't need me to be looking like Luke. He needs Luke to look like Luke and David to look like David. He needs us to be us. So see these awesome paintings up here. I was up here all night last night doing these paintings. And I'm not going to take credit for all of them, just the ones that y'all really love. I'm just kidding. So stand up if some of these are your paintings. There's 4 or 5 people that brought paintings this morning. Like, look around this room. Go ahead and stand up. Come on, I know you don't want to, but stand up. So this is artwork by people in our own house. And there's not a one of them the same. Like, there's not a one of them the same. And wouldn't it be a mistake to be like, oh, look how amazing this one is, and how come you didn't make this one like that one? I mean, would we ever say that? We would never say that. We would celebrate like that. This is original. This came out of somebody's heart. Like they didn't try to make it look like anyone else. And when we begin to understand that Jesus speaks to us, and he's speaking things directly to us, and you can hear his voice, guess what? The whole part of identity starts to get settled in you. That he does just want to speak to me. On a super practical level, if you don't think that's true, get you a notebook. I'll keep telling you this, I will never stop. Get you a notebook if you've never done that. So when you go to pray, open the notebook, ask him a couple of questions, and just start writing whatever you think he would say. And get ready, because he's going to start talking to you. Ask some simple questions like I did when I first started learning to hear his voice. God, what do you even like about me? He's like, man, I love your sense of humor. That was the first thing he said. That's the first thing that when I asked, it came so fast that it scared me. I thought that was my own thought. Like that couldn't have been me. Or that couldn't have been God. That was just me. And you begin to understand that's not just you. That's the Lord talking to you. And so when it says in the scripture that we just read that they recognize the voice, well, let me tell you how you recognize more of the voice of the Lord is that you have a heart that is willing to listen. You have to cultivate a heart that wants to hear God.